Okay, so here we are live. Welcome, you are most welcome here. Let me just make sure that everything is set up so that we can have some great discussions, and then we can get going to talk about microphones. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, I need to mute that. Hopefully you can hear me, and we shall get rolling in a few moments once I do my final setup. Do let me know if the image quality, or if there's anything that I need to be aware of. Do let me know. I'm going to move back in a bit, so I'm not going to be right up in your face. And that would be really, really helpful. So just sharing this out in a few places, and then I will be able to get cracking and get talking about microphones. Right now I'm actually using the microphone from my laptop, which is a MacBook Pro. So it's not great, to be honest, and I will be looking at getting a microphone directly for the laptop, because that's then versatile for USB sort of microphone directly to that, because the microphone that I have is mainly for my DSLR and sort of out of laptop production kind of work. So let's see what we have with those items, but I will take you through them in a moment, and hopefully you will be able to learn something, maybe contribute to it, and then we can go from there. Don't forget to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions, feel free to engage on the chat, and I'll be doing my best to monitor my phone as and when I can. Again, share, like, recommend this to friends and family that you think will be interested in this. So, right, I've done all my sending. Have I got my water? I've got my warm water, so that should be very useful and helpful for me, just to keep me hydrated. It's a lovely day outside today, actually, although there is a bit of a chill in the air. I don't know how many liters of water that I drink, but I just keep on refilling this bottle over and over again with warm water, and that's it. I don't drink fizzy drinks, I don't drink tea even, or coffee. I just drink warm water, and that keeps me happy. So if you have any questions or any suggestions, recommendations, something you want to talk about, just put that in the chat below, and as I said, I'll do my best to monitor. Don't forget to thumbs up this stream. The more thumbs up it gets, then the more likely YouTube is to recommend it to people that aren't even part of this channel. So kindly do that, thumbs up, and pop in a message in there just to let me know who you are. I can see 4 people in, and then I can say hello to you. So yes, what we're going to be talking about today, and it is going to be an interactive discussion. You can ask questions as we go along. What we're going to be talking about are microphones. Have you ever watched something and you're listening to the microphone? It might be this video even, because I'm using the microphone from my laptop, and my laptop is like all the way over there. So actually I probably should pull this forward a little bit and hope that nothing gets disconnected. Right, so hopefully the audio should be a little bit better there. Have you ever watched something and then it's either you can hear like a humming noise or buzzing noise in the background, or there's just a lot of distraction with the audio. It just sounds like the audio doesn't match the video. The video might be really high quality, but the audio is just kind of not there, fuzzy or echoey. That's the other thing. That is quite frustrating, isn't it? Especially if you're watching, let's say, a movie or something like that, or even a news article. There's the distraction, or there's something in the background that you can hear. It can be distracting. One of the ways to counteract that is to make sure that your microphone source is a high quality, and using equipment that's actually good quality equipment will help you do that, as well as other things like, let me just show you, for example, different things like these covers. Can you see that? You've probably seen them, dead cats, different versions of them. And what that does, because actually this is a microphone right here. There we go. And this just goes on top of it, so it just prevents those sounds, those additional sounds, the popping sounds, wind. It reduces all that interference to allow you to get that the quality of sound into the microphone. So this is another version as well, and the microphone isn't this. So some people might think, oh, this is the microphone. This is just the cover to help reduce the sound. This is the microphone. If you can see that. And this is a Rode product. That is the actual microphone. Can you see in there? Okay, and this is just to, again, reduce all the interference from there. So microphones are important. So if you can spend quite a bit of money on microphone equipment, but then also you could get good quality budget line microphones, and those will help you to be able to capture the sound to a good enough quality to match your video, and just help you to raise up that production level bit by bit, so that the video and the audio are both great quality, or good quality, good enough quality where you can hear what people are saying. You're not distracted by additional sounds or noises or rustling on the clothes or anything like that. So that's basically what I'm going to be talking about right now. But again, do share this, do make your comments as well, ask your questions so that I can actually do that. I could actually sort of answer those questions as we go along. So, importance of microphones, it just helps that seamless production happen. So what you want to do is you want to make the person feel as if they are there, they're part of that conversation, they're there in that room, and they're not reminded that this is being recorded or pre-recorded. So even if you're in a studio setting where it's either a newsreader or it's some sort of chat show or something along those lines, you want to draw the audience in to make them feel like, oh yeah, I'm part of the audience, I'm there with them. When you have all those other distractions, it just reminds them that this is a production, this is being filmed, it's being brought to them, and it takes away that magic, of them feeling like they're part of that conversation, and it's not an external thing that's been brought to them, but it's something that they're just fully engaged with without any distractions. So those are the benefits of having a microphone. Let's start off with one of my favorite microphones, which is, I say the pros of this microphone are that it's portable, it is lightweight, it holds battery consumption, as in it's good on the battery consumption, so it uses 2 AA batteries, and AA batteries, well, sorry, the older model used to use 2 AA batteries. Now it actually uses 2 AAA batteries, but still the batteries hold their power. So that's a good thing about that. And it's easy to use once you've actually set it up. So let me get the microphone, and then I will be able to show you exactly what it is. I did try doing a live yesterday to talk about camera kit in general, but it didn't quite work out because for whatever reason my internet was just terrible, and it just kept on cutting off. Then it would start a new live, which is a new link, and anyway. So this is what I am talking about. I will show you first of all what the I'll show you what the actual product is just in a moment, and I'll show you how much it is. So can you see that? Let me hide my face behind it so that it focuses on that. There you go. That's the Zoom H1. Aha, So that is what the first thing that we're looking at. And this is really versatile. You can use it for anything. You can use it in so many different situations, which is why I love this one so much. And it's lightweight. You can hide it in your pocket, you can hide it in your bra, you can hide it in your the side of your jeans. It's really, really versatile in that sense as well. So it's great to know that there are things out there that will allow you to be able to do that. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be carrying, you know, imagine if I had to, as let's say an actor, if there was no way of a boom carrier, a boom mic person placing this, I couldn't tape it anywhere, and I was walking and they needed to, it needs to be connected to something, but you can get extra long cables. If I had to stick this down my chest and they were doing a half shot, you'd see it stick out, wouldn't you? And it's not very easy to sort of hide in the hair or something along those lines. But with this, the Zoom H1, it's very slimline. I'm just trying to get it to focus so that you can see what's on the side there. There you go. That's to switch it on. And you can even listen to the audio. So the good thing about it, you can also listen to the audio as it's coming in, just to make sure that there aren't any additional noises that you're picking up on. So let me just take you here now to have a look and see how much it is, and maybe even they might give us some of the specifications, because I just use this on a day-to-day basis. So let's have a look and see what's on. I'm just going to examine. This is the second time now that I'm using this OBS streaming with my DSLR camera. So it is quite a nice, interesting experience for me, I would say. And so far, so good. It's not too bad. So she says. I was just in the middle of trying to change it to the internet so that you could actually see what I could see with the internet, but for whatever reason it wasn't coming up. It wasn't coming up with that. So what I'm going to have to do, as I'm speaking to you and showing you this, I'm going to have to create a new, there we go, I'm going to have to add it there, and I've done it now, so you should be able to see. There we go. So that is the Zoom H1. Hopefully you can still hear me. That's the Zoom H1. Let's move it down a bit and get a better view of that. Let's get back to the internet. Let's get a better view of that. Now this here is different to the one that I have, because one of the complaints that I had from the model that I have is that the material that they used on the outside was more of a plastic slippery material. But it seems like they've probably heard the cries of their consumers, and they've now changed it to like a silicone material, which is fantastic. So you have the device here, you change the gain, the audio gain, here right at the top, and then it's just a simple record, and it just records it. You would only be recording, and I only use this to record one person at a time. I mean, you could have two people stood next to each other recording, you know, getting the sound in, but it's, you know, quite handy just for one person. So let's have a look and see what they've got here. So distortion-free recording. Now with this, you can actually have a low cut. You can cut out extra noises from, you know, that are coming through. Let's say, for example, a humming fridge or something that just has a low frequency sound. You can actually cut those out just with the simple switch of a button. And here it's got the connections there, so you can put the headphones in, you can put in your external microphone into like your lavalier microphone. And yeah, it's just really handy. It's called the Zoom. It's called the Zoom H1. It's the handy recorder. So I think it's got, you know, a really good name there. One touch button control, limiter button, playback speed control, voice emphasizer. So lots and lots and lots of things. But in terms of just pick it up, go out and play with it, you know, pick it up, take it out and record. This is really handy. Once you've set it up, date, time and whatnot, you really don't need to think about it anymore. You just need to just grab it, press record, and it's recording. That's it. Once you've set up your gain and you know sort of what sort of level the people will be speaking at, or that person will be speaking at, then you're fine. And also with this version, with this model, the gain is up here, so you can adjust it as you go along. Previously it was on the side, but they've put it right at the front here, so you can just dial that up. It goes all the way to 10, from 0 to 10, so you can do it that way. So that's really good. The other thing that I use with this, because you can just record into here, you can record into this bit and you're done. What you get with that is you get a more rounded sound, so it's picking up other things from the atmosphere, a lot more things from the atmosphere if you're using it like that. You can put something on top of it just to help again with those popping sounds, and you could even use this as an interview mic. So if you wanted to interview someone and then you talk, then you give to somebody else like that. So you can use it like that as well, which is great. How I use it is I connect it to this. This is the Boya lavalier mic, B-O-Y-A. And you can use this in your camera as well, but I use this for this Zoom H. You put it in the line in, and simply it then picks up the sound from here. And you can easily just attach that, put that wherever you want to put that. And now you're going hands-free. You tuck this other section wherever you want to put it, behind your back, you know, in your pocket, back pocket, and you can talk freely. It's recording the sound, and then later on you would just sync that. You would sync the information, the audio and the video later on. So that's really, really, then it becomes a really, really handy, you know, microphone. Maybe they should call it that. Really, really handy microphone. So that's quite a good one. The Boya is fairly affordable. I think it's about, so we've got the Zoom here. The Zoom here is £79, but it's actually more because this one, I think, with a better grip on it, it's an updated version, but let's just see how much they're selling them here for. £129 is the older version there. Yeah, so you can get them for different prices there. £135 with additional kit. So if you wanted to look at the Boya, that comes, well, it doesn't come with it. The Boya microphone is this one here, and that is £19.50. And it's quite handy, to be honest. It's quite a handy piece of kit, I must say. It's quite a handy piece of kit. So yeah, I would recommend the Boya and then the Zoom H1. But if you have a choice, if you're looking to get it, and in this live, I might cut this and make this into an actual video, but I would recommend the one that has a silicone grip on it, because I mean, I've got dry hands and it's very easy for this to slip out of your hands or for you to drop it. Whoa, close one. So yeah, get the one with a silicone grip on it, and then there you can do loads with it. It's comfortable to hold, you don't feel like you're going to drop it, and yeah, it's really good. Now batteries are really important, so it takes the AAA, so the smallest, let me put my face here, the smallest type of battery, and that's what it takes. So it's quite good in terms of what can I say, in terms of portability, durability, if you get the other one as well. And the good thing about it is you can put bigger memory cards in. So you've got the memory card slot in here. It takes the small memory card, so the mini, what's it called, the mini micro S, is it a micro SD card? These ones, the really tiny ones, that's what it takes. But that one I've got in there is a 32 gigabytes, so I mean that's really good. You can also get 64 will go in there. I'm not sure if the 128 does. I'll have to check that out, but I mean it can hold lots of data before you take it off. So yeah, that's the Zoom H1. If you have any questions, just put that there in the live chat. So we've got a few people here in the chat. Hello to you all. We've got Emma256 Fitness, African City with Emma, and Sexy Too Much For You Coleman. Hello to you all. Welcome for coming. Kindly share the stream if you can. And we'll move on to the next microphone. If you have any questions about this microphone here, put them in the chat now. So I'm going to give you a few minutes while I have a sip for you to put the questions in there. And one thing I'd like you to do as well in the chat is if you could recommend a good USB microphone to go into a laptop, especially for YouTubing, something like that, a high quality USB microphone that you've heard about and that you thought, oh yeah, actually this person uses this and the audio is really good. Put those recommendations down below. That would be really great. Hope you're all okay at home. Don't know what sort of jobs you're doing, if any of you are medical staff. Are you working in hospitals, working in care homes, or are you at home? Do you still have to go into work? What's happening in life where you are? Okay, so now we are going to swiftly move on, and I'm going to talk about next, let's put this to one side, Zoom H1, Boya lavalier mic. I'm now going to talk about the Rode audio mic. I think it's called the Video Kit. I'll have to sort of get the actual name for that, but it's the Rode audio mic. Now this one is slightly more expensive. The other one was £79, the handy one. It's slightly more expensive, but it is also quite versatile if you know how to use it. So let me just get this up for you so that you can see exactly what it is that I am talking about. Now you probably couldn't see the screen properly before, but now I'm going to hopefully let you see the screen properly, and then you'll be able to research it for yourself. You'll be able to see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So this is the Video Kit. So it's a boom mic, and it's the Rode boom mic. Well, it's not called the Rode boom mic. It's called the Rode Video Mic Pro. Rode Video Mic Pro. And we'll just look at a few specifications and it's on at, oh, I think it's on at a deal at the moment. So if you're in the UK, it's reduced from the prices that I saw yesterday. So this might come in handy for you. Let's have a look. So here it is. This is the Rode mic, and it basically, you connect it to your source, you connect it to whatever it is that's going to be recording the sound that it's bringing, and with using this pin here, you can see the pin right there, and then the sound gets transferred into whatever it is, whether it's your camera, because you can connect it directly to your camera. I've connected it directly to my Canon camera before, and you can then connect it as well. You can connect it into an interface like the Zoom H6, something along those lines, or any sort of other interface that you have. You can connect it into that. Yeah, so Emma256 Fitness, you prefer the Rode mic. Which particular Rode mic are you talking about? They've got quite a few. So I've got another Rode mic which I'll be talking about, which is a wireless one, but this one is wired. You have to connect it to, you know, whether it's your camera or an interface or something like that. So here we've got the price there as £143. Okay, you can get some additional things there with it. You don't need a memory card to go into it. I think that's just for, you know, whatever you're recording it into. They've got the memory card for that. So yeah, as I said, you can connect it into your camera, and you can just do it in that way, which is really good. Connect it to your camera. You can also connect it into an interface as well, and a lot of people will, or it's an option as well, to put it onto a pole or a boom, and then you can position it over the actors or over the presenters or whoever you're trying to record sound. You just need to position it either above them, out of shot, you know, below them. If they're over here, then you could just put it to the side there so that they could be speaking. So as close as you can get this to your source of sound, so the person speaking or whatever is making noise, the tap running or whatever, the better. So with this one, you have to really get it to where you want it to be. If you had 3 people speaking, then, you know, if they're speaking one at a go, then you're just putting it in front of that person as they speak. Someone speaking over there, the person with the pole would stretch it over there and, you know, give it to the horse to speak. Yep, the horse is speaking right now. So you'd be able to do that. You can get an extension for this. What I do is I've got like one that just goes hole to pin, and it's long. It's like maybe 2 or 3 meters long, which means I could have my interface somewhere else, and then the boom is being stretched to the source, and it's still picking up the sound. So you can do that, and that's quite handy to be able to do. Otherwise, it's not as remote as some of the other options, like the Rode wireless microphone is, because with that one you can just move about. You just have the receiver on the person, the transmitter on the person, and they can be, you know, 100 meters away, and it should be able to pick up the sound. So yeah, now with this, I'm going to show you a trick on this, just in case you have this. One of the things, I would say one of the cons of this, so let's go with the pros first. So pros are that really great as a microphone on top of the camera, but again, still the closer you are to the source, the better. So if the microphone was far away and you're over there, it's just going to be picking out a lot of the sounds from out and about as well. So that's a pro. It can pick up surround sound as well as the sound of the person. It's fairly easy to use, and it comes with a shoe, so you can put it on top of things. Let me hide my face there so it focuses. There you go. So you can easily screw it onto things, or you can put it onto a stick with a point with a screw there, and you can get that done as well. Now, this, as I said, comes off, and that's just to help you filter the sound. And this is the microphone inside. It looks really interesting, isn't it? Because it's just a tube and the microphone is actually back here. But it's able to do the job. There you go. Now, one thing that I found about this device is that the battery, the batteries last for ages. Okay, that's another pro. The batteries last for ages, but to get the batteries out and in are a bit of a faff if you've got this cover on. Okay, so it's hidden under here, the battery cover, and you've got to kind of pull it up and then push it, and then it pops out like that. Okay, and then you take it out. So one piece of advice I'd give you, if you have this or if you're thinking of getting this, if you're changing the batteries, just take this off. And then you're giving yourself more space to work with. And putting the batteries back in, I mean, it took me ages. Like, I used to do this to push it, try and depress it, and then try and do that, and then try and do, you know, messing about with it. But the best way to do it that I found is you do the top first. Let's see if we can get it there. There we go. You put the top in first under this lip. There's a little lip there. Can you see that lip down there? So you push the battery in slightly, you put this under the lip, and then you're able to push it in. Now that just took me a few seconds. I might actually do a separate video on that, because if I had known that ages ago, I wouldn't have been like, oh no, the batteries, let me just change the batteries. I wouldn't have been concerned about changing the batteries. So it's one of those things that to get it off, you lift up, and you kind of assume that to get it back on, you do the lifting up again and pushing down in, but it's not. It's easier to just tilt it at the top and then clip it into position, and also have this cover off here. So that's great. So I think that's all really to say about this Rode mic. To switch it on, you just, let me just show you, hold on. To switch it on, you just move this across here, and you're in business. But it's not connected, so it's not going to work. So the Rode Video Kit Plus mic, I think it's called. Forgive me if I got that wrong, but let's have a look at what it's called here on Amazon. It is the Rode Video Mic Pro Compact Directional on-camera microphone. But as I said, you don't have to use it on camera. You can just use it as a boom mic. So there you have it. Any questions about that microphone? Any questions about that microphone, or can I move on to the next microphone equipment? So let's have a look. Next one is going to be the Rode wireless mic. Okay, now with this microphone, it comes in two parts. They do two separate things. One is the transmitter, and one is the receiver. Okay, so that's the receiver, and this is the transmitter. Okay, this is what it looks like. You've got your buckle clip there as well, and you can take these buttons off and you can put it on top of, like that. You can put it on top of a mount on top of your camera. So it works like that as well, and this is what it looks like in here. It gives you a battery indicator and audio as well, to see that the audio is on. So with these little babies, the great thing about them is you now have wireless sound collection, wireless sound transmitting. Is that the word? You know what I mean. You put it on and you speak or you make the sound, and it takes that sound to another device and records it. So you don't have a long cable going from the actor to the sound desk or the interface, whatever you're using. They can have this on, clip it on their back, put it wherever, hide it in their hair, whatever technique you want to use. You can get the things that you can use to stick it on the body so that it's out of sight. Or if you're like me, actually, a microphone is a microphone. People know that sound needs to be recorded. You just put it on display there like that, and it works. So with this, the audio is really good. I can say the audio picks up really well, and yeah, it comes with this lavalier connection here as well, so that's quite handy. So the quality that you're getting as well, it's Rode has made this box. They've also made the microphone here, but of course if you want to swap it out for something else that you're more comfortable with, then you're more than welcome to do that. Great thing about it is this lavalier mic is just the microphone. It doesn't have any battery connections. You don't have any additional things like the Boya microphone. You had this battery section here, and you have to put in one CR14 battery, the round ones. So yeah, with this, the batteries that you have to use are in here, and you pull that down, and you've got your AA batteries. AA batteries there. Slide that up, and again on the other half, you just press this button and slide it down. Have you picked it up yet? There you go. AA batteries as well. Okay. So, as I said, what you need to do at the start initially is you need to pair up the devices, so that now what I've done, I've put one on this, and then I've put one on that, and then I've just put one on this one, so that, excuse me, frog in my throat, so that I can pair these two and then just leave them paired, rather than picking up different ones and each time I've got to pair them. I just pair those two together, pair another set together, pair another set like that, and that way I just keep them, paired, and I don't have to keep on messing about. So you just put them on by pressing and holding the button, and you can see it's flashing one there. I'm going to put this side on as well, and there you go. Can you see that? There it's showing the battery, how much battery is in there, and you can see that it's moving up and down. It's moving up and down because I'm talking into the microphone right here, but it's not connected to anything at this point in time, so it's just going to just keep moving up and down, and my batteries are getting wasted, but I'm just using this for purposes of demonstration. And you can, when you're out and about, you can mute it. So if, let's say, the actor or whoever, the presenter, was wearing this and they needed to mute their sound without switching the whole thing off, you just press this once like that and it goes red. So the thing to be aware of is you don't want people muting it by mistake. You can put something over it if you know that they should just be recording throughout, or you can just make them aware of that. And you will notice if it's muted here, then it won't, the transmitter also turns red. So there you go, look. So it tells you that it's been muted. But this is really, really handy. It is really handy, I must say, because it gives you the ability to be mobile. and have the confidence that the sound is being recorded, as well as placement. You can place this quite discreetly, depending on, you know, what kind of thing you're doing, whether it's a movie or whether it's reality or presented. It's not too bulky. That can easily fit in a back pocket or clip onto a pair of jeans behind, then you feed it through the top and then just clip it up. Or, you know, the back, you've got the back and then just feed through to the person there. So yeah, I think it's quite, not versatile, but it's not too cumbersome. It's not too cumbersome. Once you've been wearing it for a while, you forget that it's there. You forget that it's there, and you're just, you know, talking, and the sound is being picked up. So I'm going to put this off now by pressing and holding it. That turns it off. And then, so now it's just telling us that it's the receiver, the transmitter is not there anymore. You can see it's just RX. And then I'm going to press and hold this down as well, and that's going to put that off there. So let's have a look then at the Rode wireless mic and see how much we've got it on in Amazon. I will show you how much they are selling it. Here we go. So currently, just from the first one that I picked up there, we have, it is right here on Amazon for £239. Now that's for the transmitter and the receiver, so it comes as a set. And then you get your one lavalier mic. And you see it says that the range is up to 100 meters. Now that's pretty good. Having that range of up to 100 meters, that is pretty good. And it does work off radio frequencies. So just bearing that in mind, in case you're, I don't know, near an airport or something, you might get a bit of interference, but generally I haven't had any problems with any interference on these microphones. And it's yeah, it's pretty good. It's, I mean, what else can I say about this? You can use it in just so many different ways, and it works. It does the job. It does the job. You can put it directly through the camera as well. So that's another good one for example, YouTubers. I mean, it's quite pricey as a microphone, so there are other alternatives that probably for YouTube would be good enough. But for this, you can put it directly through the camera and then put your receiver transmitter on you, put the transmitter on you and talk, and then that will be going directly into your camera. So when you take out your memory card and you look at that video, it's going to have the audio from the Rode microphone, not the audio from the camera, which we all know is not very good. So that's a good option to make sure that you always have good quality audio. Then also, if you're doing, I'm not too sure if you can connect it to the camera and then feed it through things like OBS. I'm sure there's a way to do that. But as you can hear, I'm using the microphone from my laptop, so the sound is probably not as good. So it would be good if I could actually use this method and connect it through to OBS, because then I'd have nice crisp sound rather than having to be really close to the microphone. So yeah, that's it there, and it really is convenient once you've set it up. Once you've set it up, it's really good. And quality wise, yeah, quality wise, I can't fault it. I can't fault it for quality. They're quite sturdy as well, so if you drop them a few times, they won't all of a sudden give up on you. So that's also good in terms of durability. But yeah, that's all I can really say about the Rode audio mic. But yeah, the one downside to it is its price. It is, in my opinion, very expensive, £239, and that's even been reduced. So yeah, I mean, you've got to weigh up the options, to be honest. You've got to weigh up the options to see whether it's something that you would want to get, something that you need in your kit or not. So if you have any questions on the Rode Audio mic, hello Freestyler RL, thank you for joining me. We've just been going through some of the microphones. Thank you for coming, you're most welcome. So if you have any questions on the Rode wireless mic, how it works, or the benefits, as I've spoken about that, then do let me know before I move on to our last item. There we go. So yeah, I would say the one downside to this microphone, although you can put it through your camera, you can put it through an interface as well. So if you want to record the audio separately, totally separately to the video, you can do that, and then later on sync the two items. And that's what I usually do. I either do that method or I feed it through the camera. But if you're feeding it through the camera, you can only put your one feed through, the one person speaking. If you do it through an interface, you could have 5, 6 people. It depends how many things that you can put into that one interface, speaking at the same time, and then it's recording their audio directly through the Rode wireless microphone. And they could be in different places, in different rooms, and you could capture that audio. So yeah, I think it's good. Barbara Murunji, how are you doing? How's the dog? I've forgotten the name of your dog. Is it Molly? So yeah, that's a really good option, but it is very pricey. As I said, it is, how much was it again? It's very pricey. It is £239. So again, that might not be pricey for you, but for some people, if they're just looking for a way to capture audio, then that might be something that would put them off in terms of spending so much money on a mic. Although sound is very important, it's just, it feels like it's just a mic, it's recording the audio. Yes, it's recording good quality audio, but £236, you could buy a camera with that. So yeah, and it takes AA batteries. So if you buy rechargeable batteries like I do, you could just swap that out. But because you've got two sets, the receiver and the transmitter, then you've got to think of 4 batteries. You're taking 4 batteries. So the dog is called Chai for tea. Why did you call your dog Chai? Did he sort of, does he like drinking tea? Maybe, I don't know. Does he drink herbal tea? He's a cute dog anyway. So yeah, that is the Rode wireless microphone. Let me know in the comments below which microphone you use and whether you connect it straight to your camera or do you record your audio separately. If you're using a phone as well, some people do, for example, the Boya microphone. You can connect the Boya microphone, lavalier mic, to a phone, and you see it's got smartphone option on and off, and it's got the smartphone option there at the bottom. So yeah, so what kind of microphones do you use? So now the last thing that I'm going to talk about, and if you missed any of this, you can always go back, but I will summarize. It's a bit dusty because I use this mainly for like when I'm doing a full-on production rather than just recording one video with one sound with one person. But this is called, it's a bit scuffed there, the Zoom H6 audio recorder. I have to hide every time to try and get. So you can have a look at the settings on there, and I do have a video on my channel that sort of goes into a bit more details, explains what comes on the Zoom H6 and what you can use it for and how you use it. So I have that. Now the good thing with this one is it has, it's got like a silicone material, which is what the old Zoom H1 had. So even the back has got that silicone material, which is really great for someone like me with like dry hands to be able to just grab something, no matter how much moisturizer you put on. It's like if you've got firmer hands. And that's for me, is because I was burnt as a child, so I've got scarring there. So it's nice to be able to have something that has a bit of grip to it, and that's always handy. Then the other positive to it as well is the fact that it comes with so many different attachments, and I don't have them here with me because I don't use most of them, to be honest. I just put sound directly into the device, and I'll tell you what it does now. So this here, oh, you love tea, Barbara, you love tea. That's why you called your dog Chai. Well, it's always a good reason. Do share the stream if you can, and don't forget to like. So let me just take you to this site so that you can have a look for yourself and see what the Zoom H6 has to offer. But in summary, I'll tell you how you'd use it. You basically use it if you have multiple audio sources, so sound coming from different areas, and you want to record and capture that audio at once. So instead of having a recording device over there, here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plus whatever is on top of here. If you want to use one of the extensions, you can have 5 inputs to record, and it is very simple. You could do that in a very simple way. Once you sort of set it up and you've used it a few times, then it will be easier for you to make that work. So if I wanted to connect my Zoom, my sort of Rode mic, I'll put the Rode mic pin in here, and then I would connect this in here, and then it's taking the sound in, press record, and you're done. So yeah, it's very handy. You can record multiple audios at the same time. So that's the good thing about it. So let me just take you to the site, and then you'll be able to see exactly what it is. Hopefully you can still hear my sound. So yeah, it's the Zoom H6 handy recorder. It's not as handy as the Zoom H1. It is slightly bigger. And right now you can get it for £389. So again, a little pricey for a piece of kit, but if you know how to use it and it does the job, then you're sort of paying for what it does. So it comes in this box like this, and then inside, let's see if we can open this person's picture. There you go. And then inside you've got, as I said, the different other attachments and extensions that you can use to collect multi-directional, audio, or the one that collects the audio from just all around the room. So you've got options there. And as you can see, the pros and cons on there. Small audio recorder. It's heavy. I wouldn't say it's heavy, to be honest. It's moderate in its weight. It uses 4 AA, and so it's not heavy. I don't know why that would be a pro. I think maybe because they're saying it's sturdy. Records sound much higher than needed, so the quality, so that's quite good. So plastic body, mine doesn't have a plastic body. It's got sort of like a metally and then a silicone body on the side. And yeah, I think it's pretty good in terms of what it can do and what you can do with it, recording several things at the same time. If you have any questions about this, just let me know. But I think that's it really. Those are the pieces of kit that I would recommend. This uses an SD card in there. And I think I'm going to wrap up now and end the stream. So thank you very much for joining me, and put your suggestions in the comments below as to which microphones, USB microphones, microphones, because we've not talked about those USB microphones that you would recommend to go straight into a laptop to be used for podcasting or YouTube or anything like that. But hopefully you've enjoyed this session, and do feel free to check out any of the people that have popped into the chat today. We've got Barbara Burunji, we've got Freestyler RL, we've had Emma 256 Fitness, we've had African City with Emma, and Sexy Too Much For You Coleman. So thank you all for joining me today, and hopefully you'll be able to continue your journey of creating better sound quality for your videos. And sometimes it's just trial and error, really, isn't it? Just working out what works best for you. So if you find any good recommendations, feel free to share it with us as well. But take care for now, and hopefully I will be seeing you all soon. Stay entertained, stay laughing, stay joyful, stay at peace in everything that you do, and I will be seeing you soon and later. Take care for now. I've been Elizabeth Ngero, and this is A Producer's Life in Uganda channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Don't forget to like and share. Take care for now. Bye bye. Now this is the awkward bit, isn't it? Trying to work out how to shut all of this off.